Tristan, stop laughing. We're talking about something very serious. We are talking about a new show that is coming to Toonami, and it is known by the name of Uzumaki. And I cannot wait for the 12 to 16-year-olds who are going to go, oh boy, is it a Naruto spinoff? And then they're met with this. Now, Uzumaki means spiral, and this is the anime adaptation of a Junji Ito classic, where it's an entire town. I don't know if you know too much about it, Tristan. It's an entire town that has been taken over by spirals. So this might seem kind of cute and quirky at first, but they actually, when they die, they turn into spirals. Now you're like thinking, oh, so like they turn into like a cute little anime spiral? No, they contort their bodies into spirals. So this is the first in a long time, I don't want to say ever because I know I'll be proven wrong, the first in a long time horror either movie or series that is on Toonami. And I say in a long time because you could argue that Parasite was horror, but it was also very focused on the blood and gore. I'm not saying this doesn't have a gore factor to it to a certain extent, but I believe that this is a lot more based on the mood than Parasite was.
Yeah.
Not just as an anime adaptation. What was that?
Like Parasite had a little bit more combat to it, fighting other parasites.
Exactly. This is not about that. This is like a survival horror game, essentially. Like this is about making it through the story. And I should also mention that not only is this coming to Toonami, but it also is co-funded by them. So it is very much like the Dimension W, which was the Funimation. It was a show anime where Funimation was on the production chair. So what that means is it's not just about, oh, we pay for the right to license this. They are directly funding that anime. So anyone who says, oh, you know, the companies aren't getting their fair share in Japan, or the creators aren't getting their fair share in Japan, Dimension W, I know it was a manga eventually. I don't know if it initially was, but either way, in that case, Funimation is on the board. They're one of the 5 companies or X amount of companies that are working on this anime. So they're getting in on the ground up. The same way that Toonami did with Fooly Cooly, the newer seasons, the 2 newest ones.
And also, I believe, with IGPX, Grand Prix.
I believe they did too back in the day, which again, very long time ago. But I'm pretty sure, Tristan, what was that?
The racing one.
Yes, the racing one. Tristan, maybe I'm wrong. Is this the first horror, again, putting Parasite aside, is the first horror on Toonami? In this iteration of Toonami, not the original. Because you could argue...
Iteration? I guess it would be.
I want to see if Blue Gender ever aired on Toonami.
Oh, if it did, it was definitely before this recent...
Of course, yes. No, I don't believe this... let's see. I'm curious. Anyway, so you're someone who isn't that you like Junji Ito, but you're not really into his work. Like you don't really seek out his work. My question to you is,
it's funny. I have another friend who likes his work too, and she's shown me quite a bit.
But my question to you is this, Tristan. What are your thoughts on this as a newcomer? Like you've heard about this from me and from them, but what are your thoughts as a newcomer into all of this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see it on the block. I definitely check it out. I believe it's going to be just a 4-part miniseries, though, right?
Yes. So there are definitely some things that are going to be cut out, but it wasn't that long to the point where it's a substantial amount.
Right.
Where I believe this was quite literally a volume, a big volume. Yeah. No, actually, I'm sorry. No, it was like 2 to 3 volumes.
Right.
Because let me see right here. I'm pretty sure it was at most 2 to 3 volumes. Yes, in Japan it was initially 3 volumes, and it was released here as a compendium, omnibus, whatever you want to refer to it as. Also, Tristan, hey, did you know there is an Uzumaki game on the Wonder Swan? 3 of them.
The what?
Oh, okay. That's. I'm sorry. Let me step back a second. It's a handheld created exclusively by Bandai, the Bandai Wonder Swan.
Oh.
It was to try to combat the Game Boy.
Oh, we all know how that goes.
Tristan, Why do you do this to me? The Wonder Swan had a ton of anime games. And there's actually one, and it's very interesting. It was actually ahead of its time. It's called Tristan Go Fuck Yourself. It was released in 1999, right during the Wonder Swan's peak. No, but seriously, I actually don't know enough about the Wonder Swan to be talking about it in this way. But I do find it very interesting that it was Japan only.
I'd like to point out the next installment came out in 2000. It was the really controversial title for a game at that time. It was called the Matt Go Fuck Yourself.
I don't believe it was that controversial, and it definitely was also ahead of its time. And actually, you were wrong, Tristan, by the way. I know definitely more about the Wonder Swan than you do. Matt Go Fuck Yourself and Tristan Go Fuck Yourself are actually the same game released at the same time. A bit like Pokemon. It was really meant to rival Pokemon. And it's...
They were two different versions.
Two different versions.
You could trade your Matt or Tristan between versions, and then the game would crash because the other cartridge could not handle...
They would fight each other. But seriously though, it actually started in 1999 and it lasted till 2003, only existed in Japan, had some exclusive Digimon games on there until they were actually ported to the Game Boy Advance. Remember Battle Spirit that I told you about, the Digimon fighting game that I played as a kid?
Yeah.
It started on the Wonder Swan in Japan. Oh, okay. Yes.
I believe there's Rumble Arena, but that was PS1.
No, Rumble Arena was PS1. The other Digimon fighting game on the handheld, because I've never played Rumble Arena. It was funny. I was like, oh, Digimon, and it's not Digimon World, whatever. And then I got Battle Spirit, and I was like, this is amazing. Anyway, but no, seriously, the Wonder Swan is very interesting, and it had a lot of anime games on it. It even had some One Piece games on it. I think there's even a Ring game that's on it, if I remember correctly. And
well,
so
I know what Matt's gonna want to play next.
Yeah, right. But either way, though.
Please don't help.
So no. Let me tell you why I keep on pausing. I forgot that I have a YouTube tab open that I was showing Tristan earlier. So every time I try to find the link to an article or something, I just see a tab that says a little bit of the bubbly, and I'm like, all right. Let me get back to the actual. So I keep on stopping mid sentence in my head because I see a little bit of the bubbly.
There you go.
Either way. I'm very happy about this. Again, I'm someone who knows, but I was still trying to get it out of you, Tristan. As a newcomer to all of this, does this excite you?
Yeah. I mean, I was excited kind of for you because I saw this and I realized it was a Toonami trailer, and I'm like immediately sending it to you.
Yeah, and it's funny. I saw it before you even sent it. I saw it through Facebook, like just being, I don't know if it was shared exclusively through, or I don't know if it was Facebook or Anime News Network, which is the article, the source that we're using for this. But I don't know which one I saw first, but I know that the second I saw it, I was ecstatic. I was like, this is a joke. Like, I thought it was like a fake trailer joke or something. It was Facebook. And I was like, this is bullshit.
It's not April Fools.
Yeah, I was like, this is bullshit. And then I see it, and something that's funny, too. You saw the trailer the first time without any audio. I told you to turn the audio on. Oh, the music.
It wasn't a good time.
I would argue maybe it's because it's black and white, even though I want it to be in black and white, and I love that it is, and it seems like a motion comic in a sense, and I love that. But yeah. I think that the music somehow wows me more than the visuals do because I've already read the manga, so I know the visuals. So the music just it just sets this tone and this mood. And that's the thing. It's not. I call this a horror, and I should say that I'm probably I'm not doing it justice. It's a thriller.
It's just weird and unsettling. Like the music itself is not like, it doesn't give you that danger sense. It just makes you feel off.
And that's the point of the town. And I just can't believe that they got it so right. And the person working on the soundtrack is Colin Stetson, who actually composed the soundtrack or the music for Hereditary, which, funnily enough, the person who directed Hereditary also directed Midsommar, which is the movie that I told you I went to see recently at a film festival. 6 Degrees of Separation.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together. So a little bit of the bubbly. I'm just so excited for this.
Spiral in your house tonight.
Oh, I can only hope. I can only pray. And yeah, definitely it does seem as if this is going to be condensed from, the 3 volumes to the 4 episodes. But something that I think is also, I'm not saying that Toonami or that Adult Swim are lying about their advertising. However, what ends up happening sometimes, this is there's a show called it would be great if I knew what the fuck the show was called off the top of my
Wow,
head.
that's a really interesting choice.
Yeah, right. Oh, it was Wayward Pines. So this show is amazing. Yes, it was produced by M. Night Shyamalan, but we have to note that it was good. And I'm sorry. You know what it is, guys, if anyone's listening in or watching, we did something called, for Halloween in July, which is something that we do every July, we had a 12 Nights of Shyamalan, so we saw some of his greatest works and some of his works. Now, but he did produce this, and honestly, I could swear to you, Tristan, Wayward Pines, great show, right?
Right.
But it was promoted as a mini-series. Or, I'm sorry, as like one of those like either mini-series or limited run series. They worded it in a way that you were like, oh, you're only going to have the 10 episodes, that's great. At the end of the 10th episode, it was kind of an open-ended ending. But again, I was like, hey, you know what, that happens in Twilight Zone, it can happen here too, right?
Right.
They then announced that a season 2 was coming.
Well.
And everyone was like, really? Really? And then season 2 wasn't as good, and then they left it even more open-ended for season 3 that never got made because they were canceled. And I'm like, you could have just ended it at season 1 with something more definite, or with the ending you had.
Ooh.
Now, granted, it was very popular because of how good it was, but just stop. So in this case, even though it says limited, unless they end it like the way that the manga does, they could leave it open-ended for a season 2 if it is that popular.
Right.
Also, I should note as well, even though it is coming to Adult Swim, we don't know when.
Right.
We do know that it should be airing, let's see, because I'm pretty sure they did not give a date. I'm not crazy. I'm pretty sure they didn't give a date, right, Tristan? They just said Uzumaki at the end. Yeah, only on Toonami.
Yeah, I don't think there was a date, no.
So I'm hoping that with some of the stuff ending in the near future, perhaps they end up slating this for October.
Right.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't, but you know why it makes sense? It would make sense to me because of the fact that I know that October is only a month away. It's crazy to think about. I thought October was like 3 months away at this point, but no, it's only a month away. But it's only a 4-episode miniseries. That's
And
perfect.
Matt needs his fix for dem spooks.
I do. No, but in all seriousness, though, there's only 4 weeks in that month, so it could literally start October 5th and end on the 26th. Right, the week before Halloween, because Halloween is on a Thursday this year. Very terrible day to be spooked. Awful day. The kids are in school, and it's the day before Friday, too. Like, imagine if it was on Friday. Oh, like, if I was a kid and it was on Friday, actually, when it was, I was so happy. Just watching those Nickelodeon cartoon specials, those Halloween specials, like the Hey Arnold one.
Right.
That one is legitimately scary. Actually, 2 of them. Legitimately terrifying. Anyway. Yeah, no, I'm interested. Would you watch this? That's what I was trying to get at, Tristan, but you were just dodging it. Would you watch this?
I said I would check it out, yeah.
Well, you were interested. You didn't say you would check it out, I don't believe. Let's roll back the footage.
Roll back the podcast.
Anyway. But seriously though, yeah, I definitely am going to check it out.
Somewhere on a channel that people might know about.
Maybe there. Those guys on the radio. Anyway, yeah, I'm hooked. I'll say that much. I'm definitely hooked, especially if it is in that style and they don't. Because I think having it in black and white, not that it can't be in color, but having it in black and white really just adds to the horror aspect in a sense.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and I can't wait for it. So, yeah, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this down below. Some fans of Junji Ito's work who want to potentially, tell Tristan what he should and shouldn't be reading from his. Hey, you should check this out, because a lot of his work is now available in the U.S. thankfully, so you can read it legally through either Viz or other companies as well. So his version of Frankenstein is nuts. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. Anyway, so tell me your recommendations for Tristan down in the comment section down below, and what you're thinking about Uzumaki down below.